For breaking news, go to iDiskiTimes.co.za. iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za. That's Mamelodi Sundowns 2, Mpheni home defenders 0 in the Nedbank Cup. I suppose everyone is happy when their team wins. They want their team to win a trophy. But what the Nedbank Cup helps us reveal is that we get to gauge the gap between the teams in the Premiership, the teams in the National First Division, and the teams in the Third Division, which is the ABC Motsepe League. Sometimes that gap is deceiving and sometimes it is precise. Today, Mamelodi Sundowns, of course, were clearly the stronger team between themselves and Mpheni home defenders. I amplify this and I mention this to tell you that we watched Baroka against Pirates. We've watched Sundowns against Mpheni home defenders. We watched on Friday Durban City against TS Galaxy, and Durban City won a National First Division side. So use the Nedbank Cup, if you love football, to gauge whether or not there's any improvement in our lower leagues. And we'll take it from there. Sometimes the gap is too big or wide, or sometimes the gap closes a little bit. With Sundowns, they got a red card, not a great performance, really, if we are being honest, but they won the game that they were supposed to win. Junior Khanye, our analyst, what did you make of the game, sir? Yes, sir. Justice. Yes,
sir. Keep on supporting iDiskiTV, fighting no one, try to fix South African football. I think today's game, for me, it's very poor from Sundowns.
Yep.
So specific.
Yep.
Remember, Sundowns has set the standard. The way they play today, very disorganized. Starting 11, the coach got it wrong. You can't have a Cupidu on the bench and then normal bonga Koza at central as the right centre back, Nolibusa. On a right back, the person that can play centre back, Lumfan Malbonge, Koza Wanga right back. Why didn't he go on the right back and then Ukibidu Ailapa central him and I think ulibusa why we coach wenza kanjalo now yenza game yakhe ngekopala ingabi balance and there's players that let the coach down, let themselves down and let the coach down today. Players that I believe there was no difference between these players. Mpheni, home defenders and players with Sundowns, ngikhuluma ngabo Obas, Salis, also a couple of players, 2-1 as well, very disappointing. You cannot be given a chance and then you play it this way. Remember, you compete with the best players at Sundowns that they understand some and some on the bench. I think the players that were given a chance never show up. Going to the game in general, I think Sundowns, they were very poor in all departments for me. Not even much of creating much chances aside in that because of there was no game management aside in that there was no about department. There was no link between defense and attack. It was very disappointing for me watching Sundowns losing the ball cheaply the way they were losing the ball. Energy level, I'm not too sure what was happening. And also to the team that was playing against Sundowns. We watched Durban City on Friday. We watched yesterday Baroka. I mean, this team, Ulindo mentioned something very, very important. How you train your players, it's very important. It's going to show on the game day. In today's game, I think how they assemble this team is very poor. Identification of players. The team doesn't gel. The structure of the team, the way they defend, the way they attack as a team, individual of players, when you analyze, is poor. They're not even comfortable on the ball. Okay, sharp. If no matter team, there's no rhythm. Show individual brilliance of the players. It was poor. I think when I look at the team, I think Sundowns today, for me, they were not even the half of standard sub. Just try and create chances. Sibone last time the team in APC Motsepe League, they scored 2 goals, that team. But I'm not surprised. The league, I think that's the strongest league compared to other leagues. Amanyama League outside the province, they are very, very poor. Second half, I think the coach, and first half, I think the game was balanced. It's because of some mistake individual brilliance, quality of player, Jung Matthews. Well done to him, good goal. I think Axicole ordinarily, one of the top class goal, Korang is 10. Well done. but game JB balance and Kulmanga first half. Second half, yes, I saw coach make a couple of changes. There was I think of game management, circulating the ball, Mangenu Adams, and also Ngenu Mkwena. Much better, also Shaludi. But overall, I think the game, I don't think it was, Sundowns were not themselves.
Yeah, it was not a good game. You spent some time in Limpopo with Ngwabe City Motors.
Yeah.
This team is also from Limpopo. Obviously, there are two streams, I think, in Limpopo. There's stream A and stream B, if I'm not mistaken. Did you get to see Mpheni home defenders?
I'll answer quickly, very serious.
Did you get to see Mpheni home defenders? And what is the quality there in the ABC Motsepe League when you played there 5-6 years ago?
They've got the energy in Limpopo overall. Onkama player, individual, they've got energy. You know very well they will give discipline. They are dedicated to spanning Sabo. But when it comes to talent, that's a problem for me. And how they develop players, development structures in Pulukwane. You can't falter them. They don't have a proper structured academies for me. Bengfuna Vendor Academy, but watching them now, but second poll, it's a name called Vendor Academy. So, Uzoicholi discipline will get players that they dedicate themselves as spanning Sabo, but they don't have quality, talent. I mean, according to talent, they give that how the players have, they don't have. It's just I'm a player how thing either talk about comfort, I'm resources money. There's many teams that man resources are money. Gunabo Tondolo, Gunabo Komora, Gunabo Lusu. We understand. There's many teams that got the resources, so they get comfort zone. You go back to some mistake, but in terms of the quality, Niniga credit. So I'm not surprised how they play. I'm not surprised. And how you train players. Noma ngabe team ayikho good, mhlambe you identify players that they don't have that quality. But at least the team are even a rhythm. How you defend, I mean, this team, you can see how they play. It's how they are training. A team, abantu bamaleb laba, abantu 11v11, a passing game. But I'm not too sure because the comfort zone, comfortability, very important. How you pass, accurate. So it's very disappointed to Ubugeli team. No man having Talago PC, Nyas good into you and Sundowns, but showcase individual, at least of players. You can't receive as individual. I'm very, very disappointed.
All right, let's wrap it up. Forget about the results. When you look at Miguel Cardoso's Sundowns, do they look like they're doing something that you can see match in, match out? So, for example, there was a very high feeling from Sundowns fans when they beat Pirates. And then they played TS Galaxy, there's a low feeling. And then they played today as well. I'm sure even though it's a win, but it's a low feeling. Is there a one way of playing? Is there a framework? Is there a philosophical understanding from Miguel Cardoso? This is my identity as a coach. We've seen him now for a couple of months.
Yeah, compliment because he's never changed some of the things so far. No, there's not much different compared to Manu from Garulan. But remember, Sundowns set the standard. Pizzo's laid the foundation. We respect whoever, I don't care who says what anyway. Pizzo laid the foundation. Identify, I think he built a structure which everybody must follow. Compliment to Rulane for taking up a standard. Bringing average age as well. Abantu was with these players I'm talking about. Uklanga is a combination that can go and compete anywhere around the world, including African football. Ukuphendula nje straightforward ukuthi not even coming nearer to those two coaches. Ukaros for me. Kulmanga Rolando Pizzo. So those are two coaches that there's coach Sundowns, the way Sundowns may be coach on a corner, type of players that they brought. So him. There's gonna change Sundowns say bringile ngeke because of the standard is low, very poor. At Betway Premiership, poor. Betway Premiership is poor.
Yeah, as long as they keep on winning,
yes, Betway you will win. Yes, but obviously Passages will dominate South African football because of players that they've got and the competition they've created. But they don't sign ordinary players. They sign something about 3-4. I've mentioned now players that ability team down. You go team having a balance, but they don't have a second stream team that can compete with any team like before. Second stream team Rulani you knew very well, which you will see the philosophy is the same. They hardly lose the ball. They score. Lama pocket, they still mastering it. Fitness. I feel sorry for certain players. I think the guy did very well. Mkhulis as well. Unfortunate not to play. Any team, I think the guy can play. So, ukuphendula nje the coach ne confident yawalimaza man I'm a player. I mean, Nukaros, he's got this tendency to kill a confident I'm a player. Mkhulis, I mean, in the last time. It doesn't even believe with setting to some of players. Why keep it do? Guzaganjan doesn't know him. I-question futhi nale ngibuza ukuthi angeke azambe ngaphandle adlalise umuntu odlala i-left wing back amdlalise ka-right. So ukuphendula, I think the coach slowly team slowly ithatha direction wrong. It's just that it's going to take a bit of time. It can take even 5 years winning the league in a row because of the type of players they've got. Players, they do it themselves sometimes. Generally, Pirates players, they did it themselves. I'm checking another way. Second half, the team shut the door. Umuntu believer, not enough. I think we coach in North Africa too much. Yes, it's from Portugal, but it coach career, I think most not then. And it's a this thing is in him. Yeah.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much to Junior. That's Mamelodi Sundowns, not necessarily convincing in that performance, but they win, of course. And of course, everyone looks at the scoreboard and say we won. Yay! I think even the both matches that we watched yesterday, it was not that entertaining. We're just sitting there waiting for the game to end. But if you see your favorite team 3-0 or 3-1, you think it was beautiful. And that's pretty much football in modern times. It's mixed with social media and ignorance, a lot of it. So there's no watching of football matches that much from the clubs themselves, including the fans themselves. So no one knows what's wrong with the clubs until they lose football matches, and then everyone is alerted to the problems that clubs have. iDiskiTV, iDiski Times, was betting.
Shapunjan bafowethu igama lami uLindo Pep, the best analyst in the country. Please don't forget to subscribe to iDiskiTV. Tanko.
This is Bongane Benedict Villagazi, they call me so. Niazi bafethu, I'm a coach for life. They're back in winning ways. Please, I tell you to subscribe to iDiskiTV.